This presentation may contain language and scenes which may be objectionable to certain individuals. Viewer discretion is advised.
Previously on Macho Movies. And you can find all my old videos up to this point at that same website, machomike.tv. And...
Ha-ha! Hello, Macho Mike, and underdogs and fellow metalheads of the internet. This is Robert from the Metal Meltdown.
Haven't seen you on Macho Movies since we did that Wayne's World video a few years back. What brings you here today?
The movie Airheads turns 30 next month, and it fits right in with your summer of 90s nostalgia. So how about it? You and me reviewing Airheads for your 4-year anniversary special.
Ooh, yeah, Robert. Heavy metal birthday party for Macho Mike. It's on.
I promise I won't even drink. I will. I promise I won't though, but I will.
I'll meet you back here August 12th for my 4-year anniversary special.
Sweet! See you then!
Keep it macho. And now, it's the 4-year anniversary special of MachoMike.tv. Underdogs, can you believe it? Another year down! It's the 4-year anniversary special of MachoMike.tv. As always, I'm your host, the Toastmaster General for this celebration, Macho Mike. And I gotta start off by thanking each and every one of you underdogs, whether you've been with me since day one, or if today is your first time ever watching me. Seriously, I couldn't have got this far without you. Thank you so much. Now we're gonna do something a little different this year for the anniversary special. Yes, Robert Walton from the Metal Meltdown will be helping me review Airheads as part of the summer of 90s nostalgia. And it also happens to be the 30-year anniversary of Airheads. Except Robert and I, we live in different countries. So we're gonna try to review this movie together over the internet. Never done anything like this before. So while I am setting up the very laptop that I use for when I go live on the Macho stream for this special Airheads review with Robert, I'm gonna let you take a look at this. Underdogs, I just want to remind everybody, for those who forgot, or even for those who didn't even know to begin with, that I have my own website. That web address is http://machomike.tv. You can find links to all my social media like Facebook, Instagram, X Twitter, Twitch even, so you can join me live on the Macho stream. And you also can get Macho merchandise that I designed myself. In fact, I'm going to show some of it right here. This is actually the newest design that I've done. This is the Underdog hooded sweatshirt here. It has the stylized Underdog writing on the front. And on the back, it has the MachoMike.tv logo. I also have revamped the Macho Forever design. This is the long sleeve version of the shirt. Macho Forever with the skull wings. And on the back is the MachoMike.tv logo. And here's another one of the newer ones I've done. This is the Macho Mike Heartbeat shirt. The back has the MachoMike.tv logo. It says, "And the beat goes on." And not all my gear is in black. This is just what I pick. You can change the colors if you want when you order them. Like, let's say you want that same shirt but in red. There you go. Got it in red. You can pick the color. You can pick the style. Maybe you want this in a tank top. Maybe you want this long sleeve. Maybe you want it as a sweatshirt. You can pick the style. You can pick from the colors that you want. You can even pick the size that you want. It's all there at machomike.tv. And you can find links to all my old videos there too. That web address again, http://machomike.tv. Hey Robert, are you there? It's Macho Mike. Can you hear me out there?
Yes, I can hear you, and good morning to you,
Hey.
Macho Mike, and to all the metalheads of the internet. Welcome to a brand new episode, not of the Metal Meltdown. What is this exactly?
This is the 4th anniversary special of Macho Mike.tv. So it's kind of like Macho Movies, but this is a special anniversary celebration. Thanks for joining me here today. And we're doing, it's also, as you pointed out in the last video, it's the 30th anniversary of Airheads, the movie, which fits in with the summer of 90s nostalgia. And I know you're a metalhead. You like...
No, I hate music, actually. The Metal Meltdown's just a front.
Yes, it's a front for a cooking show.
Mm-hmm.
Actually,
not... Yeah, that's the real passion. Eventually, Uncle Melty's Kitchen is just going to completely take over.
Okay, so for the underdogs who don't know who you are, tell them what you do and where they can find you. Let's plug you real quick so that they know who you are.
Sure, my name is Robert. Some people like to call me Uncle Melty, and I'm the host of the Metal Meltdown. I talk about music, and we do interviews and live streams, and sometimes more serious videos about more serious matters, and other times more silly videos about more silly matters. If you like to talk about music in all capacities, not just how heavy it is, then pop on by and say hello.
All right, so what are you drinking for this?
I am drinking a Yuzu citrus beer from the Godspeed Brewery. That's here in Toronto. It's a small brewery. What do you got, good sir?
So I'm gonna go, since this is Airheads, I've got Coke, but since Lemmy has a cameo in this movie and Motorhead is on the soundtrack, we're gonna go with a Lemmy.
Just pour it right in the
There we go. Cheers to you.
Would you like a little glass by chance?
What for? Why dirty a glass?
I like your... Meanwhile, I've got the bougie-ass fucking Patron glass.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Fuck yeah, bud.
There you go.
Should we explain to these people why we're drinking and maybe if they would want to join us in why they're drinking?
All right, Robert, I know you like to do drinking games, and I'm all for a good drinking game. So what about for Airheads? We do a new drinking game where every time there is a 90s slang term or some kind of 90s term that is said on during the movie, we take a drink.
Agreed. I think that's an excellent idea.
Underdogs, get ready to laugh, rock, and roll. Airheads. I love this opening credits sequence. I mean, this is a great opening sequence.
I'm just enjoying all the little animations and stuff. It's cute. It's a nice little opening.
Yeah, it's great. I mean, you got like animated guitars and belts, and Joe Mantegna is Ian the Shark. I love his character in this. He's totally macho.
I always remember him as what's his name from Criminal Minds. But my point is, it's weird even just to see him in this capacity. Speaking of motherfuckers who look too young, Brendan Fraser. Holy shit. He's
with that hair.
Holy
that wig.
shit.
Chaz, you see his tattoos blazing there, and his girlfriend Kayla, who is sick and tired of him playing the starving artist, just lounging around all day, not getting much accomplished.
You know what? I don't blame her.
Like, I don't either, actually.
He's you know, I think as a teenager, I would have looked at this and been like, she just doesn't get it, man. She's not rock and roll. She's not metal. What does she know? She's a girl. And now I'm an adult, and I'm like, motherfucker, we got rent. We got taxes. We got shit to do.
She's like, you need to get a job. He's like, well, this is my job. You know, you just sit in an office and drink coffee all day. I'm out.
I'm out there. I'm
out meeting, trying to make connections here. I wrote this song for you.
It's like, bro, you're harassing people at Palantine. Like, get a fucking grip.
Look at this toy store. You talk about 90s nostalgia here with Steve Buscemi. You got the Robo Blaster there, 2XL.
We should probably start the actual drinking game. We've been
let's drink. That's a 90s reference. Drink.
90s, hell yeah.
Get in the truck, dingus.
There's another one right there. We'll do.
Hell yeah. I'll happily do retroactive drinks. It's all good.
Oh, the Incredible Crash Dummies. Woo!
Crash Test Dummies. That's 90s.
Hell yeah.
I'll drink to the Crash Test Dummies. So yeah, Adam Sandler, he's not even second fiddle, he's third fiddle in this because Steve Buscemi is his older brother, so he just smacks him around the whole time.
Steve Buscemi in this movie also looks the most like a total metal edgelord too. Like it's unreal.
So why don't all you little idiots press your faces up against
If I live bathe the sons of thunder. It's like, bro, never mind the character drinking. The actor was drinking that day.
So I want to point out his drinking. Look at this. So he's got the Pepto-Bismol here, right? He pours his beer right into the Pepto-Bismol bottle.
Oh, that's
and he
vile.
drinks it. So yes, it is. There you go. He's pouring Budweiser into the Pepto-Bismol bottle.
So much.
Doesn't that make you want to drink again?
No, that makes me want to cry. That makes
Pepper sauce.
So look, all we got to do is get him to play the tape, and we're golden.
Well, he won this radio giveaway, and when he went down to the station...
great. Adam Sandler even it's so weird to me that that's Adam Sandler. So
well,
weird.
Adam Sandler's 90, so we'll drink that. We'll count Adam Sandler as a drink.
Adam Sandler, that's a 90s
reference. That's a Sega Game Gear that she's playing.
A Sega game? I don't even know what that is. What the fuck?
That was Sega's version to counter the Game Boy.
Wow, all right. Well, all right, I'm going to take another shot now that I fully understand what that's supposed to be referencing.
All right, another 90s reference. I did have a band show up one time when I was doing my radio show on the air, and they wanted me to play their demo tape.
Shit, what was what kind of music did they play?
You know, I don't even remember what it was. It wasn't metal.
Punk, ska.
It was rock. It was rock. It was like indie rock.
Okay.
I played it. I saw this movie. I wasn't gonna.
No guns required.
I wasn't gonna worry about looking down the barrel of a water pistol. So I'm like, okay, I'll play your demo, and then you can leave. And that's what it was.
I love how they just walk right into the studio and like.
That's what would happen to me.
You guys are a unsigned band, and you broke into the radio station to get your demo played on.
Now they're actually on the air getting an interview while he's drinking his beer.
I mean, you know what? I would do the same thing. I'd be like, you know what? Let's let them cook. Let's see what they got to say.
Exactly.
Look, I know you would have been cool, but then this penis had to step in again.
He called him a penis. He didn't even say penis. He says this penis had to get.
You don't deserve the is.
All right. Well, I'll drink to penis.
I'll drink to that as well.
I'm out there in the clubs and on the streets, and I'm living it. I am rock and roll.
I am rock and roll. That's just.
It's
I
a pretty
love
cool
that
scene.
speech. I that's one of my favorite monologues in the movies.
And I mean, I can tell you from personal experience, that's kind of true. Like I remember playing in like punk and metal bands in like high school and college, and like, you know, everyone brings a couple of friends, and you know, if someone in the band has a girlfriend, they bring them, but you're usually just kind of all playing to each other. You know, that's
right.
If you're lucky, maybe 10 other people who are walking by and got nothing better to do, maybe they walk in and that's it.
Hey, look, you just shut your pie hole and keep working.
I'm gonna drink to Steve Buscemi. Shut your pie hole. I'll count that as a 90s reference. Pie hole.
That's a very 90s reference. I haven't heard anyone say that since like maybe like, I don't know, maybe like an old episode of Family Guy or something from like the late 90s.
From the 90s.
like maybe season 1, season 2 Family Guy maybe.
So they play the demo off the reel-to-reel machine, and they don't know how to work it right. Look like me earlier trying to get this thing set up to record this stream with you. Fortunately, nothing burst into flames. Not yet, though. The stream ain't over yet. It might.
Give it time. Anything can happen, eh?
Oh man, look, the demo's wasted.
Well, what are we gonna do now?
Run!
So the demo got wasted. They couldn't play more than 30 seconds of it on the air. Now they decide to make a break for it, but it's too late because the police have surrounded the station, and now they're really freaking out. So they do the only logical thing possible. They get their water guns and they round everybody up and decide to hold them hostage with plastic guns.
That makes
Great
sense.
solution.
That makes so much sense. That's definitely what I would have done. They should have kidnapped the surfer guy first, because I look at his wall and I see KMFDM and Megadeth. And I think I even see like a typo negative, like green sticker thing. Like the point is there's tons of punk and metal stuff all over this room. He would have been way more open to their cause than anyone else there.
All right, so let's do a drink to all that memorabilia.
That seems like a pretty solid idea.
Mm.
I love how like the police do such a bad job at managing this whole thing And the radio station does such a good job at talking about what's happening inside that this whole thing just turns into like Lollapalooza or Ozfest within like an hour. Like it's a full-blown rock concert. People are outside drinking and blasting music and having fun.
Ian really ties the whole movie together. He's the most level-headed one. He even tries to talk sense into Chaz and the rest of the band. And they're like, you're surrounded. Your demo's ruined. There's only one thing left for you to do. And Chaz goes,
Get the other copy of the demo.
Ian's like, wait, what? No.
He's like the Jason Bateman here. He's like the straight man.
Cops are going to get Kayla. I cut a deal with them. We got to send one person out. Yvonne, get your shit and go. You'll be home in time for The Simpsons.
The Simpsons.
Cheers.
90s. Cheers.
Kramer's crawling
Kramer's
through the
in the
vents.
air duct.
Play the Seinfeld bass line right here. I'm going to take a little drink just for that. That feels like a 90s reference in and of itself.
There are so many 90s references in this movie. I need another refill.
Whoa. Am I on the air? Come on, Brian, give me the phone.
Hey, Beavis and Butthead! I showed up just in time.
All right.
I left to get a drink and I came back for Beavis and Butthead. That's definitely 90s.
Hey, why don't you guys make all the chicks get naked? Yeah.
Drinking red wine out of a Patron glass. My wine tasting chef in fucking college would hate me right now.
Cheers to Beavis and Butthead.
Cheers.
Drink to the 90s barbed wire tattoo on the bicep.
Oh, yes, true. There we are. Cheers.
All right, tonight, Death Fest, White Zombie. Yeah.
White Zombie is definitely a 90s reference.
Oh, yeah.
White Zombie, they were around in the 80s, but their biggest hits were released in the mid-90s. So definitely a 90s reference. Cheers to that.
Cheers to that.
There's a saying, Milo, if it's too loud, you're too old.
When I had my own radio show, we did crank the volume and we did rock out in the studio like that.
Yeah! He's feeling it now. He's not so old anymore.
Now that is a John Bush Anthrax, and that's 90s. So
that's
I will drink
very 90s.
I will drink to John Bush Anthrax, and I love John Bush
As
Anthrax.
will I. I like some of the John Bush Anthrax stuff. I think the first album he did with them specifically, Sounds of White Noise, that's a great album. There's a lot of good songs on there.
Volume 8, The Threat is Real, is very underrated.
So yeah, the cop shows up, or the cop, quotation mark, shows
Harold
up.
Ramis from Ghostbusters.
That is Harold
That's
Ramis.
Egon.
You guys are the hottest thing since Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch.
Marky Mark, man, that guy sucks.
90s.
And it's just like, I heard you guys were looking for a record contract, and they got to quiz him on who the real Van Halen is to find out whether or not he's a cop.
What side are you taking the big David Lee Roth Van Halen split?
Van Halen.
He's a cop.
I'll drink to David Lee Roth in any decade.
Hell yeah. Cheers.
Who'd win in a wrestling match? Lend me your guide.
And like that scene, I knew about that scene before I knew what Airheads was, because that is such an iconic scene that is just ingrained into every metalhead's brain. Like if you say you like metal, then you know this scene. End of story. There's this big scene in the parking lot where Chaz is like, I love you. Do you love me? There's this beautiful exchange and they learn new things about each other. And then they go back into the recording studio and it's like, you bitch.
Yes.
You cannot go from revealing so much about yourself to this woman and telling her all this stuff about her and winning the crowd over and winning her over and then going back into the studio and being like, you bitch. Oh, she threw a chair through the window.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Now it's WWE SmackDown.
Here comes John Cena with the chair. Am I rocking or what?
So now the gun breaks and the FBI is moving in. And what are our heroes going to do now? And right on cue, here comes Kramer with a real gun.
Womp womp.
Joe Montana with the giant baby bottle to save the day.
The FBI guy sends Kramer a gun, doesn't tell anyone. The gun goes off, and FBI guy doesn't bother to go, oh, wait a minute, I sent a gun in. Maybe that's it.
It's a real gun!
I have to mention this scene right here where Chaz is finally using the pepper sauce gun as it should be to put the pepper sauce on his burrito while he's eating it.
That's
I just
excellent.
love that. He's just eating the burrito and then just squirts the pepper sauce on there from the gun.
They should do that in like, I want to go to a Mexican restaurant and instead of like hot sauce bottles, it's like a gun and I can just, I can squirt my little, whatever hot sauce right on my fucking quesadilla or whatever the shit. Like, I want that. That's great.
Stutterin' John was very 90s, especially for Howard Stern.
Stutterin' John, and you know what? An extra shot just for the bro Lemmy Kilmeister as well.
Yes. And I'm drinking a Lemmy.
He has a record contract for me to sign. He hasn't even heard my tape. No deal!
You know, shout out to Chaz. He sticks to his convictions here, where he's like, it has to come unsolicited and this and that, and I don't want a record deal just because you're being forced to give me a record deal. You haven't even heard the song. And he wipes his ass with the record contract.
That's so rock and roll. That's so great.
So the demo is wasted, and the only solution out of this whole mess is to airlift a giant stage into the parking lot where they can film the music video simultaneously with the concert they're going to give everybody who is turned up in the parking lot for this hostage situation. Kurt Loder from MTV News is there.
Of this extraordinary rock and roll drama, a live performance by the Lone Rangers. Wait a minute, cut it. That can't be right, can it? You can't pluralize Lone Ranger.
The Lone Ranger implies that it's just you. That's it. How do you pluralize that? That's a real valid question. How?
And they even asked, shouldn't you be the Three Rangers? And Adam Sandler's like, no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah, it's just like it went right over their heads. They don't give a fuck.
They're Airheads.
I find it funny too that like, oh, the solution to this is we bring in a stage and then you fake a concert. Why not just let them actually do the concert? That would also solve the situation. It gives the band what they want. People hear their music. It gives the record company what they want because the fuckers signed the contract. And then that's it. Everyone's happy. And the police are happy because this is the end of the crisis. That's it. Why not just let them actually do a fucking concert?
He wipes his ass with his record contract, flips it back to Milo. He refuses to lip sync at the concert. That's Macho.
I want to know why Adam Sandler dresses up as Zorro. Like, what is his plan there?
No, he's dressed as the Lone Ranger.
Is he? He looks more like Zorro to me.
Yeah, Adam Sandler does look more like Zorro there.
And not to be that guy, but I think that counts as a 90s reference because the Zorro movies were coming out, if not already out at this point.
I don't know if Zorro's a 90s reference, but I'll drink to it. Well, here's one thing that's definitely 90s. Lip syncing to your music.
Oh, yeah. Milli Vanilli, am I right?
So we'll drink to 90s lip syncing to music. So, of course, you can't hold up a radio station without getting arrested at the end, and that's what happens. They serve 3 months for kidnapping, theft, and assault with hot pepper sauce. So let me ask you this, Mr. Metal Meltdown. Let's see if you know this. So the song the Lone Rangers sing, Degenerated, do you know who originally recorded that song?
That's an actual song?
Yes, it is. You don't know this?
Shit, I guess not. All right, that's fine. Lay upon me some trivia.
It's an early '80s punk band called Reagan Youth. They originally recorded
Reagan
that song.
Youth.
Yes,
that's a name I haven't heard in fucking forever.
It's their original song for the soundtrack. The Lone Rangers. It really is Brendan Fraser singing.
Wow.
Now, Steve Buscemi and Adam Sandler are not playing the instruments. It's Jay and Sean Newsalt from White Zombie playing the music. So it's Brendan Fraser singing.
So it's Reagan Youth from White Zombie, essentially, is what you're saying. With fucking Brendan Fraser on lead vocals.
Reagan Youth originally recorded it, and then White Zombie covered it with Brendan Fraser singing.
That's funny.
Degenerated.
That's awesome.
Hey, Robert, what do you say we top this off with a Macho meter? You want to help me out on this one?
I think that sounds like an excellent idea, and I definitely didn't lose the document and definitely don't need a moment to reopen it. I found it. All right, let's do it. Macho meter. You can leave that in, unedited. It's fine. It's fine. Macho meter.
All right, we have Partying with Your Crew, 90s Toys,
Mosh Pit, Bangin' Soundtrack,
Harold Ramis cameo, and the David Lee Roth pop quiz.
Car hydraulics, gratuitous pepper sauce, even used in a gun for a burrito. Extra macho points, in my opinion.
Agreed. And we also have wheeling and dealing, headbanging,
ass wiping with a contract, stage trashing to an extent also with a contract,
burrito eating with the aforementioned gratuitous pepper sauce, machine gunning,
fire extinguisher jutsu, giant baby bottle jutsu.
And the body count is 0 because, you know, it's tough for a bunch of airheads to kill anyone with a plastic water gun.
So we got the guns! We got the numbers!
This is fun. I want to thank you for coming out and celebrating with me today, Robert. Tell the underdogs who don't know where they can find more of you and the Metal Meltdown.
You can find me at the Metal Meltdown on most social media platforms. Subscribe on YouTube for fun shits and jams and giggles. And if I may, before we officially close out, there were probably a bunch of 90s references that we missed. So why don't we take one more shot to cover all the bases? That's it. Final for realsies. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, let's do it.
Hell yeah. I've got my generic red wine. I started with something much more exciting, but
I still
whatever.
got another Lemmy in me. Let's go.
A drink is a drink, and Lemmy would be happy that we're drinking, so let's go.
Hey, it's an anniversary party. Let's go.
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh, this is a great. I want to thank you again for coming out and celebrating with me today. My birthday, my 4-year anniversary special, the 30-year anniversary.
You're 4 years old. You're a big boy now.
I'm 4 years old. Airheads is 30 years old.
Man, you grew the fuck up for a 4-year-old. You got muscle and shit. God damn.
Hey, we're on the internet. We got to grow up fast on the internet.
You're not wrong there.
And since everybody likes it when I screw up, I'm going out as usual with another collection of my outtakes from the past year. Thanks for watching, underdogs. You've been great. I've been Macho Mike.
And I've been Uncle Melty of the Metal Meltdown. Keep it macho.
Whew. Hey there, underdogs. I'm gonna take down this whole backdrop. Shit. I'm your host, Macho Mike, just in time for the 69th anniversary of my favorite Japanese monster, Godzilla. But in honor of God, let me get the remote here. Shit. And that means yours truly, Macho Mike, is reviewing WWE films all month long here on Macho Movies that are... fuck. Underdogs. Nah, we don't like that. So let's pregame with some Macho movies, including one that I messed up the line on, and we're gonna try again, with some real MMA fighters. Man, I can't get through a take with that.
Freddy versus Jason. Place your bets.
Nick Principi, Nick Principi, and Nick Principi. Nick Principi and Nick Principe. It's no secret I'm a big fan of sci-fi and horror, and Godzilla is one of the first Here, put on the glasses. I don't like him in WWE. I don't like him in the actors, the movies. We've seen Meg Foster before here on Macho Movies. But here in They Live, here we go, the bug assault. Let's try that again. All right, underdogs. All right, underdogs. All right, underdogs. All right, underdogs. It's goodbye for now. Thanks for watching all the way to the end of the video. You've been great. I've been Macho Mike. And I'll catch you at Let's try that again. I don't know. And I know people. And I can't really put my finger on it, but having said all that, so the Scorpion fuck me. And that's partly because WCW and Time Warner will put him Seth freaking Rollins. as a part of a team of shit. It's all there for you to like, follow, and subscribe at my website, machomike.tv. There you go. You've been great underdogs. I've been Macho Mike. And I got the remote in the wrong spot. Do it again.